Hey guys, welcome back to Top Tipper Betting Tips. I trust you enjoyed the racing this weekend and you're ready for the racing that's going to be taking place out at Turffontein. I'm going to have the postman tipping out at Turffontein, so I'm going to hand you over to the postman for his analysis.
Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, no matter where in the world you guys are. And again, a big warm welcome to the Top Tipper family. Racing comes to us from Turffontein, the Standside track on Tuesday, the 10th of Jan. 8 races carded, first you off at 12:15. Guys, on going through the card, racing looks easier earlier on, and as the day progresses, looks a little more tougher. I think there are one or two decent place bets, so let's go through the card together. As I said, the first race is due off at 12:15. It's a maiden plate to be run over 1160 meters. Please take note, guys, there are a couple first-timers, so one's going to have to watch the betting on the first-timers. I have not included any in my selections. And on going through this first race, my first selection here is horse number 4, Full Go. Dege de Gavea for Billy Raters. We go through this year, and I see this trading at 14-1. I go and I look 2 runs back, second to Trey Amisi. Then I look at horse 2, was behind this one, behind Trey Amisi, and that is 9-2. We go further back and we see that Full Go ran third to a decent sort, Munchkin, 7 lengths, and the 2 finished 20 lengths. Okay, evidently something was amiss, but when we look at the betting, I cannot believe that Full Go is at 14 or 16-1. So guys, in the first race, my first selection, as I said, is the 4. I think it's nice value at that price, and go and look to take an each way bet there. For second, I have gone for horse number 9, California Boy. I see Ryan Munger retaining the ride here for Ashley Fortune. Has had 2 fair efforts. Did have excuses last night, and I think is good enough to run a drum. Again, guys, please take note that the selections, especially on the straight course, are purely on no bias. I don't think there's been any rain, so I don't think that the going will be much better on the outside. So please just take note of that. For third, I have gone for horse number 12, Rocking the Time Away. The apprentice Malasela Kajedi gets a ride here for Fani Broncos. He will be claiming his 2.5. This will only be carrying 55. Last time out finished second over this course, over 1,000 meters. And again, 8-1, nice bet to throw in trifectas, swingers and exactors. For fourth, I have gone for the 2, Stroke of Mercy, Muzieni for Corey Lensley. Muesli rides well for the yard. Again, this has an obvious chance, and certainly must be included in back end of trifectas and quartets. Guys, tough race for bipods. I wouldn't be scared to put 7 or 8 horses in this field, even though I do think that 4 is nice value. If it runs second or third, I still believe it will pay over 2-1 for a drum. So that is very nice value. Don't be scared to add in. Yeah, I mean, I looked at the 5, that must have a chance. Dark Horse, I thought 6 had a small chance there as well. So please, guys, add in as many as the budget would allow. So in the first, we've gone 4, 9, 12, and 2. The second race on the card, due off at 12:50. This is a maiden plate for the girls, again over the sprint distance of 1,160 meters. And in this event, guys, we find, in my opinion, the best bet on the card. This is horse number 1, Mighty Goddess, Ryan Munger for Billy Raters. So I'm hoping Billy gets the first double. Last time out in a merit rate at 85, this finished 1 3/4 lengths behind the winner over this course and distance. The time before that, in a feature event, finished 4 3/4 lengths behind Torquenaut. This one is back against maidens, and I really think that this one will be very, very hard to beat, considering that they're all carrying the same weight. For second, guys, I have gone for horse number 5, Picaro, Randall Simons for the Binder Yard. This ran 4.5 lengths to Kinky Boots. Kinky Boots, I think, is a little above average. That was a first run back from a long layoff. I certainly think that Picaro will be a lot fitter. And again, worthy inclusion in trifectas and quartets. For third, we've gone for horse number 12, Happy Vibes, Gabriel Peterson for the match at yard. Gabriel rode it first time out. Was not a bad effort, finishing 4.5 lengths behind Splendid Season. Did have excuses on that occasion. And again, this filly certainly has a chance of running into the money. For third, my apologies, for fourth, I have gone for the first timer, horse 13, Radu. Sianda Sasibo claims he's 4 kilos for the Sean Terry yard. Nicely bred daughter of Rabada. And again, this one certainly can fit in one of the minor spots. Guys, please watch the betting on horse 11, Ghost Ship. Rachel Venica gets a ride here for Tony Peter. We know Tony had his first runner the other day, and that duly obliged. We actually tipped that to come first. But again, just watch the betting on the 11, watch it go down. So in the second race, guys, we've gone 1, 5, 12, and 13. And barring none of the first timers or anything special, I do think that number 1 will take a power beating, currently around about 14 to 10. The third race on the card, first leg of the pick 6. I don't think the pick 6 is easy to catch. Draw off at 13.25, a met rate at 96 handicap, again over the sprint distance of 1160 meters. And in this event, my first selection here is horse 11, I Am Giant. I know this is a 3-year-old, it's only carrying 53.5 kilos. I think, again, drawn on the right side. Keegan jumps aboard this one for Brett Crawford. Has been running to some decent sorts. Last time out, I think, was a touch too far back over the sprint distance. I think this one will go very, very close. For second, I've gone for the 4, Macantor, Sianda Sasibo for Pettigrew again. Sianda rode this one last time out. And was staying on. I think that, again, this has been running to some decent sorts. And again, 6 to 1, nice little place bet maybe. For third, we've gone for the 8, Chayavana, Gavlarina for the Johan Janse van Vuren yard. Again, this has got some nice form, must be included in pick 6s. For fourth, gone for Real Ruffy here, horse 5, Lucy in the Sky, Nathan Klink for the Weber yard. Last time out, I think, was blatantly too far. We go back and we look at some of the sprint form. 2 lengths to Alula Star, just over a length to Gobsmacked, half a length to Bon Vivant. Those are really, really good runs. And again, round about 17, 18 to 1, maybe worth throwing in back end of trifectas and quartets. If you're taking swingers, throw this one in. If you're looking for a place bet, Lucy in the Sky can certainly run a drum. So race 3, 11, 4, 8, and 5. Move on to the fourth race on the card, due off at 1400 hours, a merit rate at 80 handicap, again over the sprinting distance of 1160 meters. And in this event, gone for a bit of a rough here. I have gone for horse number 9, Mescal, Chase Marjan for Fani Broncos. This one has been running to some decent sorts. 6.5 lengths to Malach, 2 lengths to Timbavati, nice handy galloping mass of 55. And I certainly think, again, this one has got a chance of filling in the number 1 box. And should this one arrive, certainly will make the exotics pay. For second, I've gone for the 7. This is Ramchandani Road, Calvin Abib for the Binder yard. Won really, really well last time out. And that form has been franked. And again, can certainly come out and win 2 on a trot. Must be included in all exotics. For third, we've gone for the 6, Arbitrator. Diego de Gavea gets a ride here for Paulie Matchett. Nice effort last time out, 2.5 lengths behind the winner. Time before that, 3.5 lengths behind Back to Basics. And again, certainly worth throwing into back end of trifectas and quartets. And for fourth, gone for the 3, Spielberg. Gabriel Peterson for Robin Klaassen. Gabriel does ride well for the yard, we know that. Third, behind a subsequent winner last time out, was running on, and again, worth throwing into larger perms. So race 4, 9, 7, 6, and 3. Fifth race on the card, draw off at 14:35, merit rated 80 handicap for the girls to be run over 2,400 meters. And in this event, my first selection here is horse number 1, Flying First Class. Malastela Kiljedi gets a ride here for David Nivehuizen. He will be claiming his 2.5. Certainly will help this one. This horse loves this course and distance. 3 runs, 1 first, 1 second, 1 third. 4-1, I'm going to certainly have a small touch on that. For second, we've gone for the ultra consistent horse number 3, Rarotonga Rose. Keegan Namela retaining the ride here for the Odalarkis yard. I don't think that the distance will get to this one. She does run like she would like the 2,400 meters, and again must go into all exotics. For third, we've gone for a little bit of a rough here. The 5, Special Charm. Rachel Venica gets a ride here for Paulie Matchett. Rachel did win 2 runs back, and she won the time before that. And I certainly think that, again, Special Charm 7-1, throw this one in. Should this one arrive, again, you'll be one of very few to go through. For fourth, we've gone for the 6, Cape Bouquet. Again, it has got some fair form. Nice low mass of 52, certainly worth going into larger perms. So race 5, 1, 3, 5, and 6, and we're going to have a small touch on the horse 1. 6th race on the card is due off at 15:10 at Pinnacle Stakes, and we're going back to the sprint distance, this time 1,100 meters. And in this event, my narrow first selection is horse number 4, Vars Vicky. Randall Simons gets the ride here for the Stewie Pedigree yard. Last time out, really quick, stopped very, very late. The time before that, over this course and over 1,160 meters, actually was drawing off. And again, I certainly think that this one is a lot better than its last effort. 9-10-1. Again, we're going to throw this one in our exotics. For second, we've gone for the 3, Elysian Chief. Muzieni for Corey Lensley. Did run second behind Big Burn last time out. Again, I certainly think the way it was running, it was a first run back from a long layoff. And again, I certainly think that this one will reverse the form of Big Burn and must be included. If I'm looking for a negative, maybe drawn the 1. So just watch and see if there's any bias, guys. For third, we've gone for the 7. This is Big Burn. Siana Sasibo for the Terry yard. Very speedy filly, this one. She jumped, she went to the front, and she just held on last time out. And again, the additional 100 meters may just get to this one, but certainly should be included. For fourth, gone for horse number 11, Moonshining Through. The apprentice Kajedi gets a ride for the Fud Furen yard. Nice handy galloping mass of 47.5. This did beat a Desert Miracle by a neck. And again, larger perms, guys, throw this one in. I think the Big Six looks like it's going to pay handsomely, and put in as many as you can and take a smaller percentage. You know the old saying, a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. So for fourth, we have gone for the 11. So race 6, 4, 3, 7, and 11. Quite a tricky event. 7th race on the card, draw off at 15:45, merit rated 76 handicap, over 1,600 meters. And again, not the easiest race on the card. My first selection is horse 5, Sequoia. JP van der Merwe getting the ride here for the De Kock yard. Again, round about 6-1, nicely drawn at 2. Please take note, this one did run on the 5th of Jan, finished 5th on that occasion. And I really think that Sequoia has got a decent chance in this 7th race. For second, gone for a bit of a rough here, horse 11, Brendan James. Julius Mariba retains a ride here for the Fortune yard. This one did jump and sat handy and got caught late, finishing 2 lengths behind Twin Turbo. But when we go back and we look, some decent efforts here. So don't leave this one out. Again, nicely drawn at 3, and this will probably jump, sit handy. 56.5, yeah, maybe worth throwing in. For third, we've gone for the 3. This is Sage King. Ray Dennison for the Crawford yard. Again, nicely drawn at 1. And maybe good enough to fill in the back end of trifectas and quartets. For fourth, we've gone for the 8. This is Tambi. I know it's coming back from a long layoff of 22 weeks. May just need the run. But Samanga Kamalo gets the ride here for Paulie Matchett. He did win on this one when it won as maiden, beating Walala Wasala. And again, maybe good enough to fill in one of the minor positions. So race 7, 5, 11, 3, and 8. We move on to the lucky last, you're off at 1620, merit rated 96 handicap, again over 1600 meters. And in this event, my narrow first selection is the 14 Tamarisk Tree. Caden Brewer for Robbie Sage. Caden rode and won on this one 3 runs back. And again, with a nice handy galloping mass of 53, must be included. For second, we've gone for the 5. This is Express from the US. For the Sunday Tolly getting the ride here for the Tyrone Zaki yard. Finished just over 2 lengths behind Red Saxon last time out, was staying on. And again, I think the 1600 will suit this one down to the ground. 14-1, certainly worth a small each way bet. For third, we have gone for the top weight, horse number 1, Savannah Storm, Ryan Munger for Philip Vermeulen. This did win last time out under the hands of Ryan. 1 going away, so it should indicate to us that the additional 200 meters should suit, and again good enough to fill in one of the minor spots. For fourth, we've gone for the 4, Supreme Dance, Gav Lorena for Brett Warren. If this one was drawn better, I certainly would have selected this one to go a lot closer, but certainly worth throwing in back end of trifectas, quartets. If you're taking a pick 6, guys, load up here, put in as many as the budget would allow. So race 8, I have gone 14, 5, 1, and 4. Please take note, guys, in the 8th race, I know that horse 12, Billy Bowlegs, has been scratched. As I said, guys, there are some first-timers. Watch for betting moves on them. Watch for jockey changes. Look after yourself, take care, and break a leg. Cheers, Stephen. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks for that, the postman. We appreciate the time and effort you've put into the card. I see you've tipped an 8-race program out at Turffontein. Your bar pot, your PA, your pick 6, your jackpot 1 and jackpot 2. I see you've done nice perms for the guys so they can add if they want, according to their budget. Your best bet race 2, number 1, Mighty Goddess at 13-10, and your value bet each way race 1, number 4, Full Go at 17-1. So that's fantastic value. Please, Lord, let the great run of form continue, and let's keep the punters happy. All in all, enjoy, have fun, break a leg, and cheers for now.